said before, it don't matter where this fight go. Whether he want box and run or whether he want to come forward, it don't matter. I'm ready, and I promise you, I'm putting on a beautiful show and bring home this victory in a beautiful body work.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. Listen, we got a big unification coming up pretty much in the middle of April, man. And it's going to tell us a lot about two guys, man, in the welterweight division, Eimantis Stanionis and Jaron Boots Ennis, the young phenom from Philly, the one who draws so many comparisons to the great Roy Jones. Well, I call this the litmus test. And why do you call that a litmus test, Mike? If you listen, I'm going to tell you, right? Listen, that's really a political term when a candidate is seeking to be nominated and they present him with a question. And depending on how they answer it will dictate whether or not he'll pass the test and get all the nominations to proceed forward. Well, I think that Eimantis Stanionis is going to be Jaron Boots Ennis' litmus test, right? He's a true welterweight. He had already said, he came out publicly several times and said that, hey, I had that fight on my table. I had raised my hand and said I do several times. He also went through a fake trilogy with Virgil Ortiz, where at one time he had appendicitis. Virgil Ortiz got rhabdomyolysis twice. Yikes! So that never happened. We see what happened with Virgil. He went on to move up in 154, has been having some success here of late, beating Madrimov and sliding by against Borchuk. So that leaves Boots. You know, a lot of people had a head scratcher when it came to why you didn't fight Virgil Ortiz. You know, people like myself just want to go ahead and sit that to the side, because I say when you're taller, longer, stronger, faster, more athletic, you know, more active than the other guy, we don't really know who these guys are. And I think that this would be the best form of competition for Jaron Boots Ennis since Romain Villa, who he stopped in devastating fashion. This is another come forward fighter, Eimantis Stanionis is, and he's rough, rugged, he very durable, he does body work, he might bruise a little easily, but according to Blair the Fair, nobody really wanted to fight Eimantis. So he's sort of like a dark horse. That's why I have him in my boxes to watch collection, man. Very personable guy, great personality, even though he's from Lithuania. You know, personality is kind of infectious, got a lot of humor, and he's a straight shooter. I heard him give analysis on several fights, man. He don't politic around. He does be politically correct at times, but you never get a phony or a fake take from him. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Boots is going to do with him. You know, this is going to answer a lot of questions. You know, I think that Eimantis Stanionis, he's playing with the house's money. And underdogs haven't been doing too bad this year. I think they're like 2-2-1 if you count the one being Lamont Roach. Yeah, David Morrell lost one. You know, if you want to put that in the books. But the underdog, because we all got to think Eimantis Stanionis is going to be the underdog coming into this. I think he stands a chance. You know, I think, man, he could set the world on fire. He could really reignite the welterweight division, because a lot of people say it's lost its luster since Spence and Bud fight and nobody's there. And I'm like, you don't know about boxing. Because the same people that was there waiting in the wings are still there for the most part. Virgil moved up, you know, but there's a young crop of fighters and there's a lot of competition around. We just got to see the fight. Just seen an interview by Sean Porter and Boots, and it was a very good interview, especially the part when Bozy got there and all that. I see Jaron working on, you know, being in front of the cameras and all this, because I think he's more like an introvert. He just want to get in there and fight. You know, he's not really one much for the cameras and all that, but you see a little bit of his personality coming out. Sean did he did a good job at, you know, dredging up some things about Boots and his background to familiarize himself and ingratiate himself with the fans. So kudos to Sean Porter for that. Only thing I would actually say is, man, when you draw comparisons to Roy Jones in Boots, or if you look at it as somebody like Shakur who draws comparisons to Floyd, I've heard them both say this. When they get criticism from the fans, they actually say, oh, well, in the fans' eyes, they're going to have something to say no matter what. I don't even worry about them and all that. It's crazy when you praising these fighters and you're giving them glowing comparisons like Roy Jones and all that. Nobody says nothing. They willfully accept that. So when you say Shakur is like Floyd or you say Boots is like Roy, then they all like, yeah, they in the mess hall with their chest out. But the minute you have the same critical analysis that you have for these other guys, then it's, oh, man, the fans, they all blah, blah, blah. I don't really like that, man. You got to take the good and the bad. And your performance, just like people critique LeBron, just like people critique Floyd in his prime, just like people critique Tank all the time, it comes along with the territory when you got all the eyes on you. So I mean, I think that communicate to the fans that, man, listen, man, if you with me, you with me. If you against me, you against me. Either way, I want you to watch. That would be my stance if I was a boxer. But if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. Anyways, I'm happy for this unification. I think it's going to tell us a lot about Boots. It's going to tell us a lot about Boots Stanionis. And I think that they can reignite the welterweight division. What do you think? Let me know in my comment section, what you think. I would love to hear from you. I would love to get your take. Are you going to put some bread down? Will you be watching? I was trying to get with my partners and go to the party, because I'm hearing that it's in Atlantic City. That's a hop, skip, and a jump right up the highway from Baltimore for me. So I would have loved to attend it and see that, man, because I think that this is a sneaky good fight. And hopefully we'll get some traction as time goes along. Anyways, chime in with me, man. Let me know what you think about this fight. I'm kind of excited about this. I think this is going to tell us a lot about both guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in here with Bodywork Boxing. Well, we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.